We are experiencing record inflation and shortages. Many cities are experiencing a dramatic uptick in homelessness and crime. People cannot afford to pay their bills and have to prioritize which bill is more important. People are dealing with all these issues, yet leadership is not providing any real solutions to help. On top of that, winter is coming. Hi everyone, and welcome to the Burnt Brass Homestead channel. Ukraine and Russia are preparing bunkers for their citizens. So why isn't America encouraging its citizens to prepare in some form or fashion? Why would U.S. leadership not encourage its citizens to have food in their pantry in the event of an emergency, or provide a solution on how to stay warm this winter if you do not have the means to pay your heating bills? I see all the advertisements about the NFL, midterm elections, and of course the World Series, but no information to help the American people on how to cope with inflation or this coming winter. U.S. leadership can advise the American citizens to store food for possible difficult times in such a way that does not cause panic. Food prices continue to soar, and not just food, but the cost of living in general is out of reach for many Americans. And with all the conflict going on with NATO versus Russia, China, and their allies, any mistake could spark a war. At that point, all resources will be diverted to support the war, thus exacerbating the problems the American people are facing now. Trust me, I do not want a war to occur, nor do I want an economic collapse. But there are people out there who want to see this happen so that they can throw it in other people's faces who did not prepare, or so that they can play survival in their bunkers. That's crazy. But there are people out there like that. In any event, I do have food tucked away for an emergency. This has been a way of life for thousands of years. Our ancestors putting back food for the winter or difficult times is why we exist today. So putting back food in your pantry does not make you a crazy person. It proves you are sane for wanting to ensure your family eat during the winter in the event of a job loss or drought, inflation, a collapse, or war. Winter is coming. With all the shortages and inflation, people are struggling to make ends meet. Having inflated heating costs will intensify the problems people are already facing, especially those who are on fixed income and those who are not working. If the government won't tell you, I will, as well as other YouTubers who want you to survive whatever it is that's coming. Stock up on food now. Start collecting seeds from every fruit and vegetable you purchase to eat from the market. They will be used for you to plant the coming spring. Buy seeds online in preparation of planting leafy greens. Split the cost with someone or multiple people, as there should be enough seeds in one packet for you and a few of your family members or neighbors to use. These seeds are important because the only sure way to restock your pantry is to grow food yourself. So many people have testified that having a food pantry, a long-term food pantry, has helped them when they lost their jobs between 20 and 22. They were able to feed their families with little to no money coming in. Let's look at it another way. Cars were driving up in droves to get food from soup kitchens and food banks, which are running out of food and giving less, by the way. Now, many of these people at one point or another was in a position to put food away. Not all of them, but many. Yet they didn't. What is wrong with having your own local emergency food pantry in your own home? Absolutely nothing. Winter is coming, and it's on many people's minds, and for good reason. In the Winter is Coming video, I mentioned how much fuel cost me before the pandemic and how much it cost back in September. Well, now, in November, it has gone up an additional $300. So are you really expecting or betting that costs will decrease?